Good morning and welcome to Immigration Fridays. My name is Rumbi Vunzawabaya from Tulia. Tulia is a community interest company which is based in Coventry in the West Midlands. We serve the whole of the United Kingdom and some parts of the world, giving immigration advice and support for migrants. Primarily, it's migrants living in the United Kingdom, but we do serve migrants who are also coming to the United Kingdom. So today, on this Friday, I'm dealing with a question that we have received regarding marriage breakup, unfortunately. So I've had a question that was sent in where one of the people who watches our Immigration Fridays asked about their marriage. So I'm just going to read it. Sis Rumbi, I have a question. I'm a skilled worker working as a carer in England. I've come here with my husband and our two children. We had problems in our marriage in Zimbabwe due to infidelity, domestic violence, and we're not getting along. But we thought the fresh start would bring about a change. Things have actually got worse as we have come here because it's a new environment and my husband is not coping very well. So I want to know, if we divorce, what happens to him? What happens to his papers? What happens to the children? Because he signed for them to come here with us and to live here with us, and he's here as well. So if he has to go back to Zimbabwe, what will happen to the children? So there are a lot of issues that have been raised in this question, and it's a very common question. It's a very common question. Families are migrating together, but they would have had problems before they were coming, and moving to a new location doesn't change the problems, and sometimes it even brings them, even it highlights them, and the isolation that people have experienced when they're here. Because when you are in Zimbabwe, you probably have a lot more social support from family, support from church, support from community. But here in the United Kingdom, there's a lot more isolation. It's a new environment, it's new people. You're out of your network where you know that there's Tete, there's Sekuru, there is Mama from church who's known me since I was young. There's my sister-in-law, there is Mbuya, there's family, there's community, there's people who are there to support through relationship crisis and through life crisis. I know some people say things have changed in Zimbabwe. It's not how it was when we were growing up, but I know from my experience being just recently traveled there that things have not changed that much. And there is still much more of a support network than here. And here in England, I think the thing is that one, people are busy. So people don't have a lot of time. Two, we're scattered all over. We don't live very near to each other. Like in your road, there might be nobody that you know. Whereas where you grew up all your life, you will know people everywhere in the community. If you grew up in Highfields, you'll know people in that road. You'll know people in the church. You know people in your family. So there's a lot more isolation, and problems in relationships are magnified here, and it's more difficult to resolve them, perhaps because there is not that natural support. So this question raises that's one issue that comes there, but then there's the legal issues that come into it. So one of the things again that we do at Tulia is we deal with advice and support. So we've recognized that there is a gap where people are migrants. They've been uprooted and replanted into a new environment. And in that new environment, it gets difficult it gets difficult because you don't have that natural net, that safety net, or that bigger network. And so when we deal with issues, we don't just deal with it from a perspective of legally, I'm struggling with my marriage. Please, just help me to get out of it, or to get the legal options. We also look at, is there any help that you can get? What type of support do you need? Do you need support instead? Is there a way that this can be salvaged? Is it just transition, that you've just moved? And so with just moving comes challenges as well. So we look at that as well to say, is it just that you're in a new environment with new laws, new job, new challenges? So it's a challenging season. It's a challenging season for the whole family. So it may be that you just need to give it time, get some support, equip yourselves in terms of how to cope in this new environment, seek help from those who've been here longer, try and get the support that you need. So with that comes just, I think, an initial phase of introspection, an initial phase of reflection, an initial phase of looking to see what other help can we get. So if you realize that no, the relationship is really over, there is nothing and nobody who can help, that's fine. That can be the situation that you may be in. I'm just mindful that this broadcast is being streamed live, but it is pre-recorded, so I'm not able to see the comments now. But when we are streaming, I will check and respond to any comments or any questions or any concerns that people have. So welcome to those who are joining and watching on replay or watching straight away. We're talking about marriage in the diaspora, and what happens when a relationship breaks down. And today we are talking mainly about those people who are on limited leave to remain, rather than those who are settled, or where one person is settled. So we're talking about relationship breakdown with skilled workers, and what are the options, legal options. So the questions that we have were initially, what happens to his visa? So to his visa, the question was, Sisirumbi, our relationship is broken down, my husband is dependent on me, I want to know what happens to his visa. So I'm going to answer that one now again. So we've explored ways of resolving this, we've explored everything, nothing is working. So okay, you guys want to end your relationship, what happens to his visa? So his visa is dependent on yours. So the skilled worker is the holder of the visa, and the dependent is, as the word says, dependent on the main holder of the visa, the sponsored worker, the worker who is here on the visa. So if the relationship breaks down, you have a duty to notify the Home Office that your relationship has broken down and that X has now moved out. So if he's moved out and your relationship has broken down, you do have a duty to notify the Home Office. So I've heard people saying, akandi chera, akandi revera. Why did they report? So it's important to note that you have to be, you make declarations to the Home Office. When you fill in those visa forms, you say, I'm filling in the truth, this is the truth, nothing but the truth. It's a criminal offense to lie to the Home Office. If my circumstances changed, you have a duty to notify the Home Office. So if your husband moves out, you are the sponsor and you have to notify the Home Office of a change of circumstances. So you have a duty to tell the Home Office that this is the new situation, the circumstances have changed. That's it. You fill in, you change of circumstances because your circumstances have changed. So that's important for you to note, that you do have a duty to notify the Home Office. If you don't, and it comes to light that you deceived the Home Office, then this can also have a bearing on your own papers. I go back to number one, which was explore ways of working together, explore ways of, resolving. If that fails, then you have to take whatever route you have to take. So, change of circumstances, notify the Home Office. Now, the person who has the burden, perhaps, of thinking of what to do is the person who is no longer a dependent. In this case, it's the husband, or if it's a wife, it doesn't matter if it's a husband or wife. Whoever is the dependent now has to explore different options of getting their own visa, explore different options of getting their own visa. So you explore different options of getting your own visa, such as um, getting your own sponsorship. So, getting your own sponsorship, finding your own employer, and thank goodness for the carer visa, because it's opened up to anybody can get that. You don't have to have special skills or special qualifications. It's really opened it up, so you can look for your own sponsor. And when you're in the UK as a dependent, you already have a massive advantage because a lot of there are more employers who are looking for people who are already here, so you can go onto job sites like Indeed, like Read, um Job Center Plus, uh, jobs, find a job, gov.uk. Look on those websites and look for a job for yourself. Try and get your own sponsor. That's the easiest way. Number one, that's the easiest at the moment. That's the easiest. I've never seen so many people coming to the UK on the carer visa as we have ever in our lifetime. It's absolutely wonderful. But even people who are here who are switching from students, from it's opened up for so many people to be able to get lawful stay in the UK. So you don't have to become illegal. You don't have to be angry with your husband or wife because your relationship has broken down. And Kanya, they destroy my life. No, you can actually get your own visa. So number one, you can look for your own sponsor. You can become a student if you want to. You can become a student. You can apply for a student visa. You can apply for discretionary leave, like leave outside of the immigration rules based on the relationship with the children. So if you've got contact with the children, um, if you live with the children half the time and half the time they live with mom, the relationship has broken down, you can also then apply on the basis of the children. Now, your children are slightly different because they're not British. They also have limited leave to remain. So the application will not fall under the immigration rules. That's why I said outside of the immigration rules, because it will be an exceptional case. If so, what we usually advise people is to get a court order, which talks about the arrangements for the children and arrangements, living arrangements for the children, and the children. Who do they live with? How often do they see each parent? Um, Prohibited steps, orders that the children are not allowed to be taken out of the United Kingdom. And then that will give you weight in making an application for your own leave to remain. So, getting the court order is so that there's clear boundaries as to how you're going to manage the children, but also that everybody knows where they are, everyone knows what they're doing, everybody is able to then. And you can make an application for yourself as well. So that is important. That's a whole nother topic around children. So I'm whizzing through it today because I'm just talking about the options that are available. So explore different options for your getting your own visa. Seek legal advice, empower yourself, get the knowledge. Speak to a solicitor, speak to me, speak to somebody who will be able um, to assist you and to give you the options that are available. You can also return to your country of origin. There's no barrier to doing that. Some people don't like England, some people don't like living here. So you can make that decision that I was only here to support my wife or my husband. Our relationship is over, so I want to return. Returning is not as bad as it seems. It's an option. So you have options. So utilize those options. One other question that comes to me a lot is, can I apply for a domestic violence visa? Right. So there's been domestic violence, and you are on limited leave to remain as the dependent spouse, partner of a skilled worker, or a person who is on a health and care visa, or a person with limited leave to remain. So there's a difference in when you are married to somebody who has got settled status. So when you're married to somebody who has got indefinite leave to remain, if your relationship breaks down as a result of domestic violence, you can apply for settlement for indefinite leave to remain as long as you can prove that there has been domestic violence and you are able to provide evidence of that. You can apply for indefinite leave to remain. But if you are on a skilled worker visa, that option is not available to you because your spouse was never here permanently. Sometimes they were here for a year, sometimes 3 years, sometimes two. So, because they don't have indefinite leave to remain, the Home Office's argument is when you came here, you didn't come with the intention to settle, you came with the intention to work, maybe leading to settlement, but no one is settled. And so as a result of that, you have an option to go back to your country of origin, or to rely on the other options that are available for you. So it's not as straightforward. It's not it's not immediate. So I've seen people who have made an application for set DV when they were on limited leave to remain, and then it gets refused with no right of appeal, and you mess up your papers. So always find out, what position am I in and what are my options? Get legal advice. Don't listen to um, advice on the street, because your circumstances may be different. You may hear someone say, I'm on a spouse visa, I'm on a spouse visa and my husband is abusing me. What should I do? And immediately people say, apply for the domestic violence visa, get the domestic violence concession. But it depends on what visa you are on. It makes a big difference to what you are eligible for. So my encouragement and my advice is always, please get legal advice. We offer a free 15 minute free advice on a Tuesday. The booking link is on our website. So you can get legal advice even if you don't have money. There's no reason why you cannot get legal advice. So we offer that as a service to the community, as part of our non-profit work, as part of our contribution to our charitable work that we do. We offer free advice on a Tuesday over the phone for 15 minutes. So you're able to get advice. There's no excuse to say, I'm not able to get it because I don't have money. We're able to offer advice in English, in Shona, in Ndebele, in Twi, and in Yoruba. So even your language, it doesn't matter. We can also get interpreters for French speaking people, for people from Eritrea, for people who speak different languages. So when you book, and if you need an interpreter, let us know. We can book that interpreter for you on the call, and they can be on there so that you can get accurate advice about your particular situation. Our website is www.tulia.org.uk. You can go onto it so that you're able to book a 15-minute free consultation. If you want a longer consultation, then you can book one which you pay for, which is £100. If you want representation and full representation, you can also pay for that. We also offer full free representation, but you do have to be referred, and we work with referral partners so that your means are tested and we can see that you're genuine. So we work with organizations that refer people like P3, Housing Charity, Coventry Refugee and Migrant Center, community groups and other organizations who refer people to us who we know are unable to afford advice. So we're able to help people who are destitute, people who are homeless, people who have no means of getting legal advice. So I will conclude there. I think I have answered that question. If you've got any comments, please drop them in the chat. If you and we will, or one of our team will come and answer those for you. If you do need advice, please go onto our website www.tulia.org.uk, where you will get advice, or email info@tulia.org.uk. We can send you the link where you can book either a 15-minute slot or an hour's paid consultation. You can also text us on WhatsApp. Text only, please don't call, to say that you would like a booking link. So we won't be able to go into drawn out conversations on WhatsApp. We won't be able to do that. We won't be able to go into long conversations, but we can send you a booking link so that you can speak to one of the team on a Tuesday, or you can book a paid consultation. The number is 447956949500. Text only, please. Do not call because you may not be able to get someone to speak to. Or you can email to say that you'd like a booking link. Then we can send you a booking link. Alternatively, they're on the website. So there's so many different ways that you can contact us and be able to get the help that you need. Yes, so thank you very much for listening today. Have an amazing weekend. Be blessed and see you next Friday. Send in your questions and we'll be so happy to answer them.